Student portal. Never mind lah. Let me check later on, yeah. All right, let's continue what we have learned last week. Yeah, basically, we learned about Java programming basic. Uh, you look at our lesson plan, or we call that scheme of work. They already planned our topics for 14 weeks. Yeah. So if you look at the lesson plan for topic 2, yeah, we will cover this topic until I think 3 weeks. Yeah. But I think we can finish it by 2 weeks only. Yeah. Then we start learning a real object oriented. So basically the topic 2 are the we try to convert to transform, yeah, uh, it's not transform, introduce you with the syntax, Java syntax, yeah, in terms of the logical, in terms of computational thinking, sama macam C++. So there's no much different on that, but at least we introduce you with the syntax of Java. Yeah, so if you notice that I keep highlighting certain things that difference, yeah, the difference between the structure or the C++ and the Java in terms of syntax. So syntax is rules, right, in Java. Certain keywords, ya, yang tidak ada di dalam C++, dia ada dalam Java. Alright. Let's just recall back. In C++, we call it constants, but in Java, we call that a final. Right, so it's a final. All right. So we have instead of constants, integer signs, so we call that final. Okay, so we have public static final that will be, you will look that in object-oriented when we define the class. Then you can see the difference, yeah? What else? So we learn the literal constants, right? These terms exist also in the C++ structured. So literal constants, basically, the value that we fix in our source code that we call that hard code. Hard code means that if there is a change for that value, you have to go and edit the source code and you have to recompile. It's not good, yeah. A good programming systems or source code that you is dynamics, meaning that you make it as a variable that you can change without you need to compile. So just imagine that if you install the application to a user, to a company that asks you to do a systems, there will be at the back end is not good basically. Lebih kurang macam itulah saya ringkaskan ya. So we learn about the cast operator. Cast means they have to act, right? Because we want the values of that data to be the original is integer, but at that moment for that mathematical operation, we want it to be float or precision number. So from integer, we make the value cast, berlakon sekejap, to be a floating number, precision number. Okay, so that is casting. We learn about that. Now we know that class can be two meanings in Java. One's concatenations, kita cantumkan ayat-ayat itu, atau it's mathematical operations. Yeah. So then we know that we have two types of data types in Java, two categories. First is primitive data type, that is integer, character, float, double, and boolean, that we call that primitive data type. Other than that, include the string and the array is reference data types. So reference basically, this is called referencing. It's basically like if you learn C, plus, you learn pointer, right? Those who took 404. So referencing, you refer to other memory address, basically. If you declare as a name, so memory manager will give you one memory space to store that variable name. Okay, if you want to know the details, the string means that you will allocate more than one memory space. So you will acquire more, right? Because it's a string. It's impossible that they have only satu huruf. Ya boleh, tapi still satu huruf itu dia akan require two places, right? So sama lah. So they will give you refer to other memory. So referencing data types. what you call that. Yeah. Then we learn about substring. You want to accept certain words from a sentence, let's say, or a longer word. You want to extract certain a few characters, yeah, from that long string or word. So we use substrings. So we know that the first I or the first digit here, integer value, is where the index you want to take that value. J will be the terminal where you have to stop, but you have to exclude that, right? So samalah macam you dekat jalan raya, you saw a traffic lights, right? Kalau dia merah means that you have to stop before that white line, right? So you have to stop di belakang itu. So samalah. Kalau J ni bermaksud kalau I is 0, let's say look here. If substring is 3 until 7 means that you will take the string the index from 3 until 6. Yeah, so we'll stop at 6. So 7 minus 1. So this is all the letters that you will extract from that string. Yeah, you will not include 7. Yeah, so 7 is just to show you that this is a red light. Traffic lights stop. The stop means you cannot take that position. So you have to one step back. So you have to minus 1. Ya, selalu student dia tidak dia salah. Understand, pengertian dia salah. Right, so we go through that. So string juga you can use a method that is given, yeah, in class string. So you can use lang to know the size of that character, the size of that string lah, berapa huruf for that string. Yeah, include spaces, include special characters as long as between two double quotes. Yeah. Allah subhanallah. Right, what else? So another lang. Then as arithmetic operators, we know that is sama dalam C++, ya. Okay, we have the precedent rules is apply the rules applicable from C++ to Java. Actually, I'm buying the times. I'm looking at the numbers of my students here, yeah. Right, so sama lah, the plus, careful with the plus notations, the operator of plus, it can be concatenations. It can also be the mathematical operations. You have to be careful with that. And then we have, because we learn about scanner. We know that scanner means you want to input from keyboard. So anything that you key in or input from keyboard, Java will treat it as a string, right? Because sometimes you key in number, but Java treat it as a string. So you want to convert it to original value that you want. If you expected user input integer value or whole number, so you have to convert that string of numbers to original number. So we'll use the wrapper class that we call next double, next integer, right? So anything that from string you want to become a real original numbers, let's say. So you have to apply the wrapper methods. So wrapper methods ada dua jenis. Ya, as long as from careful bila kita online, sometimes bila kita turn on microphone, ya, ada kawan-kawan akan terdengar yang sepatutnya tidak dengar. Careful, ya. So bila online itu, you have to really prepare and you have to really know the icon, the functions of that online meetings. Ya, itu peringatan untuk saya jugalah, ya. To tell my side of stories about online, yeah. During the PKP last time, all classes and labs online, right? And I have 3 sons. I have 1 husband and I have 1 mom, right? So of course my mom will not use the computer to do their works. So all my sons will use the internet and my husband also do the online meeting. So everybody has their own work space, study space, right? So my sons have their own room. Each of them has their own rooms. Okay lah. So my room will be used by my husband. Sometimes, and my mom will have her room, right? Her room. So the best place for me is that a more small space between my mom rooms and the kitchen. Okay, most of the time, sometimes I do my online meeting dekat kitchen. Because ruang-ruang kadang lain semua dah diambil oleh my sons and my husbands. Yeah, so of course as a wife, you have to give uh, your space. Okay, awak kena berkorban doa your family members. So the things that I want to tell here that every time I do a lecture like this, okay, the student is one thing lah. I understand that student not not familiar with the ethics of online meeting because it's new to everybody. Yeah, but the thing is my mom. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she likes to hear me lecture. You know, so every time I do lecturing online, she likes to interframe. Okay. Contohnya dia suka jalan belakang saya. Although dia tak nampak, right? Because kita use like this lah, ada filter. But at that moment, every time at lecture, dia suka guna blender, you know. Dia blend lada lah, dia blend whatever lah they want to blend. My husband, my mom. So I have to bring my laptop, lari pergi tempat lain. So, bila berlari pergi tempat lain, of course the connection lost. It's okay lah. But the things that I tak boleh tahan, ya, it's a lesson learned to everybody and me also. Bila dia enter frame, kan dia lalu belakang, lalu. When she did not see her face dekat screen, she thought that she's invisible. But she forgets that any sounds, yeah, akan masuk. Right? At that moment, kadang-kadang we don't have headphone, kan? We just use laptop microphone because at that moment kita tak boleh pergi ke mana, kan? We just use whatever that we have. So my mom, at one time, dia melepaskan angin yang kuat, you know. So dia lalu belakang saya. So apa pendapat you all at that moment? Right? So saya Allah, saya of course my students say that it could be me, right? Because they can't see my mom jalan belakang saya dan sebagainya, ya. So saya buat muka tebal je lah kan. So that the things lah, ya. If you're online meeting, there is a certain ethics that you have to follow. I believe that during PKP 2020, maybe that time you are sekolah menengah ke, SPM ke baru ambil. So cikgu akan read the ethics. Yeah. So when you online, make sure that you have to off your mic. But when you work, you have to on your camera. Okay, that's what I did right now. Yeah, is an ethics that we have to on our camera. But of course, student, I understand sometimes using your mobile data. Then you have to off camera because sometimes because it will use less of your mobile data. All right, so enough of kepochi, right? So I have to remind you that. All right. All right, so we learned about system out, and we know how to input that during our lecture, and we did some program to see to have the feel of how the graphic GUI in Java, right? Instead of using console, we have experience during our lab session to get the Windows pop-up. All right, Windows pop-up. That the things lah. So we're using the J option pin, right? All those things. I did explain that during our lab sessions. Right. So this is we know that this is assignment operator. We don't call that equal. So equal is in mathematics. So in programming language, equal means a double of that symbol. Yeah. Then we go to if-else statement, and the switch case is similar with the C++ syntax, sama saja, right? But in C++, for switch, you can't use string. You cannot compare the variables here with the value is a string. It can be either integer sahaja. Is an integer character, right? Because we want to see the equality. But in Java, you can use string for the latest versions of JDK dia lah. Yeah. Right. Sama. It's mentioned that string data type can be used in switch statement. Yeah, for Java 8 ke atas. Now we have Java what? Is it 10? Right. I dah lost count dah dia punya versions. Yeah. So now let's have a look at the loop and repetitions or iterations in Java. So sama sahaja dalam C++ or I don't know, C Sharp, I think Python pun sama. We have three types of to control structure. If statement or switch case, we call that selections. Which one you want to select, yes or no, right? So you understand that concept of if-else statement. So that condition B, you have to apply that in our iterations. Okay, so iterations, we are using the for, while, and do. Sama lah. C++ pun ada. Right? So sama sahaja. I don't want to explain this anymore because I know that most of my students here, you know, yeah, how to read that, right? So only the one that I want to emphasize is that regardless for loop, while loop, or do loops, do while loops, you have to have three things, yeah. Each of the loop, they have controller yang mengawal loop itu. So that all the loops mesti berhenti. If your loops not stop, so that will be the worst case scenario. Your system will crash. Your memory will crash. Yeah, so that will be the worst case scenario lah. So that's why your loop must be stopped. Make sure it stop. Okay. In order to stop, the controller of the loop must have three things. First, you have to give the initial value. Then you must have a conditions whether to proceed or to stop the loop. In order to proceed or to stop the loop, you have to update the value of the controller. Regardless what types of loop that you want to use, make sure that that loop must have the controller, and each of the loop must have that three things lah. The controller mesti ada the first value. It must be stop. How to stop? You must have condition. Less ke bigger ke equal ke not equal ke, that's not good, but less and equal, less or bigger is good. And you must update that. Yeah. So make sure that you know, make sure that you look for that three elements of the controller if you want to create a loop lah. So that's a do while. So again, we like to tell students that for loops and while loops is pre-test loop. Pre-test bermaksud test dulu. Dia true baru dia boleh masuk ke loop. So pre-test, before you can execute the loop, that statement must be true. Then baru dia boleh masuk loop. But we have post-test loop that will be only for do while, means that you have to execute at least once, then baru you test. All right. So there will be different purpose for these kinds of loop. Okay, post-test loop like do while is more suitable for, let's say, menu. Want to do a system, you want to student or user needs to see the menu first lah. Kan you tak boleh paksa dia nak beli. Nak beli ke tak nak? Kalau nak beli, baru I boleh kasih you menu. Tak boleh buat macam tu, orang lari kan. So it means that you have to allow them to see your menu first. Whether they want to dine in, they want to buy, they have to see your menu first, right? So that is good for post-test loop. Bila tengok, tak nak lah, then they will not process to the next one, right? So that is one kinds of post-test loop. So each of pre-test and post-test for while do while, dia ada purpose dia. Alright, itulah. Right, we know about the break and continue. This break, you know that they will stop the loop. Careful when you have a nested loop. So break is if the break exists in the inner loop, so the break will stop only the inner loop. The outer loop still continue. Yeah. So I repeat. So if you have nested loop, break means they will stop the loop. They will force the loop to be stopped. They stop the loop secara paksa. Right? If you nested loop means you ada loop kat luar, ada loop lagi di dalam, regardless for ke, while ke, do while ke. So if the break statement happen in the inner loop, only the inner loop will stop. The outer loop still continue. If the outer break exists in the outer loop, of course the outer inner loop of course exit lah. Macam tu. Continue, they have to U-turn. Right? We have gone through this one, I think. Continue means they will return. They will not execute the rest statement. Nampak saja terus naik ke atas. Update the value of controller. Right? Break means they will stop the loop, not stop the program. Yeah. Break means they will stop the loop. Loop yang mana? So they will find the curly bracket, the braces. Yeah. So they will find, oh, ni buka dia, ini tutup dia. So they will break mean they will stop the process. They will continue any statement after that loop. Yeah. Now let's look at array. Oh, so how many students I have right now? And I have 111. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now you know that array is a purpose of array is to store more than one value. Instead of you have to declare many variables, that is not good because human error, sometimes you will uh, 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 happen to type the name of the variable wrongly, typo error. So it's good that to have one name that can store many values with the same type, right? So that's the purpose of array. So you know that when you have more than one value you want to store, of course you have to have uh, uh, and a memory space that is located in one block. Ya, dia tak boleh satu sini, sana sikit, dia tak boleh distributed. It must be one block of memory. So careful, ya, if you want to use array. Yeah, they will consume your memory spaces. Right? So in Java, the square bracket that to determine is an array. Right? It's not the size yet. It's an array. It can be before the variable or after the variable. I did mention this during our lab sessions. To allocate a memory in Java, you have to use new. Okay, when you declare like this, it not assign the block of memory yet. It just give you integer address. They just give you one memory to store the name of that things. Because array is referencing, right? They're referencing. They refer to one block of memory space. So just declare integer address, they just give you one memory space. Not allocate one block yet. Ya, dia tak beri lagi satu block of memory. So when you want to have that one block to store, let's say 100 values of integer, then you have to declare like this. New integer 100. So barulah memory manager will assign you 100 memory cells. That will be one block of 100 memory cells being referred by the edges. Edges will refer to this one. Okay, itu maksudnya. That's how you declare that. In Java, in C++, you don't have that new integer 100. You don't have that, right? You just straight integer edges, put 100 in square bracket. Ini berbeza lah dalam Java. You have to take note that. Okay? Right. The rest is same, right? So code like double quote is illegal since Java expect a data type declarations and integer 10 is not a data types, right? You cannot do like in C++. You cannot. If you want to assign a memory value, a memory space, or the size of array, the way you declare should be like this. You must have the new integer 100. You cannot put the 100 together with edges like C++ cannot. Okay, it must have come together with the word new. Yeah. All right. Alhamdulillah. The rest, some they will use the index or sometimes you call the subscript. It start with 0 compared to Python, they start with 1, right? So sama, kosong until -1, the size. Because we start with 0. If the size is 100, means 0 until 99, right? They are not initially. I'm reading this one, right? Note, once an array is declared and constructed, the stored value of each member of the array will be initialized to 0 for number data. If you declare an array as integer or float or double, automatically all the block memory space will be initialized to 0 or 0.0. Dia kata macam tu. But for reference data types such as strings, they are not initialized to blanks or an empty string. Therefore, you must populate the string arrays explicitly. Kalau you declare array itu sebagai data type nombor, let's say will be integer, float or double, the compiler, the Java virtual machine will initialize all those block to kosong or 0.0. But kalau you declare it as string, they will not do that. They will not initialize it to string or spaces, right? They will not do that. So you have to do it by your own in your coding. Yeah, remember, yeah, when you request size yang banyak memory space, the memory manager probably will assign you the memory space that has been used before, that have been used by other application before you declare it. Ya, contohnya before you run your Java, Blue you do your, let's say, Microsoft Word. Okay, you do typing, or maybe you do some other applications lah, right? So that application probably use that memory space. Then after that, you compile your source code of Java that you request, let's say array hundreds memory size. So the memory manager probably will take the memory space that already been assigned or used by Microsoft Word that you used just now, right? Because become idle, IDLE. So that values, that memory space that been assigned to your array, probably ada value yang digunakan sebelum ini. So it's good that you initialize it before we use it. If not, sometimes your output will be displayed wrongly. Contohlah anatominya ya. Macam ni. Kita masuk rumah, pindah rumah kan, kita kena cuci dulu rumah tu kan. Kan nampak kosong. Tapi you still have to cuci kan. Supaya bersih untuk you ready to move in kan. Atau kadang nampak tak ada orang tapi benda yang you tak nampak dia ada. So kadang-kadang kita kena baca surah Al-Baqarah for Muslim. Sometimes we have to azan to make sure that it's really empty. Kan? So samalah untuk memory tu sama. Ya. So you have to initialize it. Right? Sesebel pula saya. To access the array element sama, you will use the index lah sama. Cuma waktu you declare the size of array itu yang berbeza. Okay, yang the rest sama. Okay, this one you declare array name address, the size is 20. Now we know that kan sama macam string tadi, you can use the length to get the size of that string kan. So samalah array juga ada method atau data type, namanya length that store the size of array. Okay, once you got 20, so length will be 20. Ya. Saya tak dapat hafal. Not do that, yeah. Is it that's all? Okay, static method is not belong to object. The definitions of the independent functions are determined by the programmer and defined within the program in which I will explain this during lab later on. Yeah, we'll try that. Okay. Okay. About the function, sama sahaja. Remind me about the static functions during our lab tomorrow and Thursday, yeah? Let me jot down that. All right. Sometimes if you explain student, you cannot visualize it. Sometimes you have to feel it. You have to experience it. Then, oh, baru you faham, right? About the function, I will go a quick one of this one. Sama saja function return value or function without return value. Sama like this is a void function. Sama function with return value. Sama the way you call, the way you assign to return value. Sama. Right? Sama. We can call it during the conditional or logical expressions. You can call it the function and you assign the value, or you can call a functions straight display on the monitor. Sama. Alright. So the thing that I want to share, we do some exercise. Allah. Right. This is another method of for loop in Java that I did come across in one of final exam. They ask students the question using this kinds of for loop. So I think I have to introduce you with this syntax. Yeah, Java in for loop yang kita selalu buat itu sama saja. We have integer, we have the controller that three elements, right? You have the initial value, you have the conditions, and you have to update at that for, right? For statements. But this is a new one. Let's have a look at this, yeah? This is a standard for loop. Let's say that you have an array of A. We don't have that, yeah. Yeah. Ini ya, sama dalam Java. Yeah. Means that you can initialize in terms of initialize of your array. Sama. You don't give the size, right? They already give you the initial value, automatically will determine the size of your array, right? Yeah, try that later on. All right. So this one bermaksud we will go for index 0 until the size of your array, right? Ya, baca salah aja. Let me check, cross check back ya. Okay. Okay, betul. Right. Betul ya, sekejap ya. Where is my cursor? Yeah, where is my cursor? Okay. Okay. All right. The size of array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A dot length will be 5. Start with 0 until 4 lah. But 4 is less than 5. So you will display that value. We take A0, A0, yeah, A0, I0 will display 10. Then you go up here, I become 1. So as 1 is less than 5, correct? Then you go A1, though you will display 50 and so on lah. The same things like this one, right? You will not have that controller. Okay, you don't have that controller. It's understood that by using this one, you will go from the first element till the end. You cannot skip any value. The controller by itself, your Java virtual machine will create by itself. They will start from 0 until the end without you have to specify the length of array. Without you have, you need to have this condition to proceed or to stop. You have to update the controller. No, it just straightforward. Masuk terus sampai habis. Right? So the thing is that you just give a value that you have to store. The value that you will go element by element. Okay, so this array is integer. So you will prepare the integer value and you just put the name of that array. It's understood that compiler will go from index 0, first time, give to value, then give to value. So display 0, this display 10. Then go to the next one, and go to the next one, and go to the next one. But if for this one, we can put certain conditions, right? You have to stop or whatever. For this one, cannot go straight. Here you can do something. You can manipulate. I don't want I plus plus. I want I plus 2 or I minus 2. So you can jump instead of 0 and 50, 10, then 50. You want to go 10 and jump to 60 lah. Depends on the updating values kan. But for this one, cannot. You have to go one by one. Itu sebenarnya. So samalah. Ini contoh. Ini contoh untuk to find the maximum marks, the highest score from these values. Okay, 1 to 5 at the 110. Right? So sama. Of course, you have to go one by one to find the highest marks. So if you notice that in terms of the flow of your algorithm, you need to go one by one of that element. So the best is to use these kinds of for loops. Or if you want your algorithm not go one by one of the elements, you want to go probably all the odd numbers, right? 1, then 3, index 1, index 3, index 5, index 7. So you cannot use this kinds of method. You have to use this one because you can manipulate the updating value of your controller. Okay, I repeat back. For these kinds of syntax, you have to make sure that, or Java will make sure that they will go starting from the first element and cannot skip any elements till the end. Alright? Ada apa persoalan untuk saya? Right, I have 135 students right now.
Tak ada.
Ada your friend requested ke? Okay, no. Alright, so that the things lah. Because saya akan rasa bersalah if the question they ask a question using this method but not being introduced during the lecture. So tak maulah. We try to run that. I put down here, yeah. During our lab. Alright? We try lah. Hoping that I'm not forgot about that. Yeah. Forget about that. Okay. So that's good that they will learn about linear search. We have linear search mean you have to find one by one, right? And if to find certain things. So linear search means secara linear, element by element. Sort. I think this is not in our. Is it in our syllabus? I thought that saya takut terajar lebih. Let me see ya. Saya mau teringat nak check. Adakah method ini ada dalam our syllabus? Ya. Ya. Right. This is the one. Okay, let's have a look at our lesson plan. Yeah. Array of primitives. Array of primitives. We don't have that, so I will not skip. I will skip that lah, yeah, because I think the techniques apply to array, right? You will cover during your data structure, if I'm not mistaken, right? So the way, because you deal, array is consists of many data, right? Data yang not one, more than one, probably 10 and above. So the way you store data in that array, sometimes you need to sort. Kena susun dia, right? You kena cari data. So the way you cari data, salah satu teknik we call that linear search. Dia ada linear search, dia ada sequential search, I think, right? So this is sort algorithm, either ascending or descending, right? So this is technique of that things lah. I will not explain because not in our syllabus. Yeah. All right. Let's look at one more. Is a package. Okay. First, let me introduce the. I will introduce the theory part first. Then we will start using package. Okay. uh, in our lab sessions, right? So what is package? All right. Package is a set of related classes and interfaces. In your syllabus, you will not learn interface. We learn about classes. So it's similar to different folders on your computer. A package is just a folder that you try to uh, what put things in order. Contohnya satu folder untuk subjek 435. Satu folder subject untuk 508. One folder is for your, let's say, English or subjects, right? So you not put everything, all the documents for all subjects to one folder. Dia akan jadi pening lah kan? So it's good that to put things in order. It's easy for you to find, right? To do some to find document in that case. So sama lah. So these packages is just like a folder that allow you to put classes that related in one folder. So package is just a folder. Okay. Software written in Java programming language can be composed of hundreds of thousands individual classes. It makes sense that to keep things organized by placing related classes and interfaces into packages. So packages, folder, dia ada sebenarnya in C++ juga you can create your own folder, quote and quote, yeah, but not introduced to you. But in Java, we will introduce to you. So inbuilt package macam your hash include IO stream, right? So include is a folder. Okay, so sama lah. Kalau Java, we have a package that called lang. Ada Java, dalam tu ada subfolder lang that contains of certain things. Java IO. In folder package Java, a subfolder package that called input output that concentrate on for your input output functions. Right? All those things. So that is class library is a set of package. Okay. Example Java util. Right? Java util is a package. Predefined functions reside in that folder. So you can declare your own package. Okay, my package contohnya. So you want to put you said that you want to have folder for lab week 3, right? So you want to put all the classes that we do exercises in that things, only the class, right? Only that program. So you can create your own folder in Java. So, but actually that's not the real purpose of package, but we can have experience on that lah. Normally, we just define our own classes without the main, yeah? Only the classes, without the main, not the main function. Classes of, let's say, class students, then we have class subjects, then we have class your penasihat academic, you know, that kind of thing. You put in package that related to student. Then you call that maybe package my student. So if you create an applications that you want to use object of class student, so you can just call that package. Okay? I will show you during the lab, yeah, how then you got input Java, you will put import Java util. Then you put up there import your own package name. Import Amirul package. Then you got that lah. So you have a subfolder on that. Lebih kurang macam itulah. Alright. Ya Allah, subhanallah. The things that you have to know, right? That the definitions of packages. Okay, a set of related classes and interfaces. We will not learn interface in our syllabus. Yeah, you will learn next semester. Okay, I cover that. Right. So let's have a look at right. Oops, you can see the marker there. All right. Let's look at January 2024, the last semester final exam paper. Yeah. Okay, so we will fit now we finish our topic 2. Yeah. So we'll try in our lab sessions, we try to do some exercise for array, right? That will be a little bit different, right? So hoping that you can get used with the syntax lah, how to declare a variable in Java. Basically just to declare the size of the Java. The rest is the same. All right, let's have a look at January 2024. You have to have what uh, notebook, yeah, whatever that you call that. Uh, you have to have this one because as we go along until week 14, I will refer or do some exercises from final exam. Yeah, so the final exam will you have to take for 3 hours. It consists of two parts, 20 questions and 3 questions for part B, right? So the first, so part A, each questions will carry 2 marks. Yeah, so hidup otomatis saja MCQ ni. So you have to do your best here, right? 20 questions and 40 marks. Okay, put there. Started there. This is January 2024 question, part A, question number 1. So later on, when you sub revisions final exam, you have already a question that we discussed and you know the answer already. Yeah. Okay, let's do question number 1. Which object-oriented programming concept is associated with the idea of hiding the internal details and only revealing essential informations about data and behavior to the outside world? Okay, please try do question number 1, 2, and 3. I'll give you 5 minutes, yeah. Okay? Okay, let's try question number 1. Anybody want to try? Question number 1. Or you can write your answer dekat chat juga. Number 1. Abstractions. Good. Of course, the overloading, inheritance, and polymorphism. Not sure kan, tapi ada brief introduction what to our topic 1. So it can be either abstractions or encapsulations. Yeah. So the answer is A, abstractions. Good. If you have, okay, tidak ada jawab di sini ya. Let me see ya. Okay, good. Okay, let's do question number 2. What are the core? What are the core elements that form the fundamental aspects in object-oriented programming? So I give you the answer, yeah, because some of you, apa nama, some of you, we are not good details yet. Yeah? So the answer is attribute, state, and behavior. Okay. Walaupun state basically the values of the data, the attributes, instant variables, data, uh, instance of data, instance variables, attribute, satu lagi data apa saya lupa dah. So that's the answer, yeah. The fundamentals. So this is the method, constructor, mutator, yeah. That one you tak belajar lagi lah, tak boleh jawab lah. Okay. Let's try. What is the very purpose of the flipped string? Okay, number 3 boleh jawab. Try number 3. Number 3 and number 4. Okay, you can answer question number 3 and 4. Cuba ya. Let's do question number 3 first.
Mute.
Madam, your mic is muted now.
Oh, subhanallah. Baiklah. Thank you, yeah. Right. Okay, for number 3, so the answer is serving as the entry point of the program. Yeah. So any questions for this one? It's clear cut, right? So everybody got the correct the correct answer.
Yes.
Okay, good. We go a quick one. Hoping that we can do 3 final exam paper, yeah. So we do a quick one. So question number 4. Jawapannya apa, guys? Ni sama je dalam C++. Jawapannya
11. B.
tengok. Ada jawab B lagi. Terima kasih. 10. Okay. Jawapannya adalah 10. Why 10? Sebab they have this one. At this moment, okay, kita nak tahu. This is should be you should understand like this, yeah. At this particular line, they have 2 tasks. Whether you want to plus or you want first task is to plus update the value of x by increase by 1, right? Second, to assign the value of x to y. So nak buat yang mana dulu? Nak tambah atau update the value of x atau nak assign to y? Which one have to do first? You tell me.
Assign to Y.
Assign to y. How do we know? Sebab the plus plus berada di belakang. So the plus plus akan bermakna when in one line they have 2 tasks. Nak assign ke nak tambah? Nak assign ke nak tolak dulu? So when dia berada di belakang of that variable means that they will do assign first. Then baru dia add. So when you assign first, so the value of y or the value that you give to y is 10 lah. Then after assign, baru you update the value of x. So you want to display y, the output, the answer will be A. Jelas? Faham? Okay? But kalau dia tak ada integer y, dia just x plus plus. You don't have this one, you don't have. Wait, how to delete this one? Salah. Let's say that you don't have, ni dia. Okay. Let's say that you don't have this one. You don't have this one. You only have x plus plus. So, dia tak ada, they are not having 2 tasks in one line. So, tak kira lah dia x plus plus ke, dia plus plus x ke, dia just add 1 to x. The plus plus depan, plus plus belakang akan trigger bila dia have more than 1 task at that one particular line. Itu saja. Okay, itu maksudnya. So, jangan ada error lagi lah soalan macam tu. Alright, which of the following is not a valid identifier in Java? Not a valid. Which one? A, B, C, D.
D.
D, lagi? Terus?
B.
D.
Jawapannya apa? C. In Java, they allow you to start with $sign. You can start with underscore. Of course, this one valid. Sama lah, sama dengan C++, you cannot start with a number, right? Cannot, right? It must be a letter or a underscore. In Java, we add one more, that will be the $signs. Okay, so the answer is C. Okay, saya dengar suara lelaki je. Girls, okay tak? Are you with me, girls? Is it okay? Yeah? Okay. Let's look at the rest of it. Ada tak? Okay. We just learned about array, right? So let's try answer question number 9. Number 9, guys. What is the answer? Question number 9. A, B, C, or D? Allah. Kelas? Lama sangat ni.
D.
D.
Tak dengar. B dengan D tu sama.
D.
Bel-
Dadu.
Ha,
Dadu.
gini ya. Gini ya. Kalau kita kata A, B, C, D, kita jangan cakap dadu, bola. Kita guna nama negara atau nama city. Okay, Belgium or Denmark. Macam tu. Belgium, Denmark, China or Algeria. What is your answer?
Denmark.
Denmark. Semua orang setuju Denmark? Is Denmark. Yeah. But this one is not concatenation. It should be plus. Careful, it's not concatenation, it's plus. Why? It's mathematical operation because it's integer. Ya? Careful ya. So mark 0 with 0. Kita tahu tadi kalau array itu adalah integer or numbers of array, they will initialize it to 0. Remember? And just now I did mention during my lecture. So we have 0 here. So mark 2, we have 65. Mark 3, we have 60. So 65. Allah. 65 plus 60 will be 125. Semua okay? Agree with me? Okay?
Agree.
All right. Let's look at the rest. We don't have that. Mana saya nak hilangkan benda Allah ni? Yeah. Okay, let's look at July 2023. July 2023. Okay. A process. Okay, you can answer question number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay, try answer A, B, and C. Yeah. Oh, saya nak buat benda ni biar. Yeah. Oh, I can share sound. Okay. Question number 1, 2, and 3.
Doktor termute lagi ke?
Oh, akbar, penat saya bercakap. Okay, the key word here is recognizing. Look at this one, recognizing. Bila recognizing, right, is more the keyword to abstractions because you want to abstract what features for that class according to the problem that you want to solve. Encapsulations more to you strict, you give the assess, you set the access to that data that you already recognize. Abstract means it can be the way you look at it dengan the way I look at it will be different. Abstract. Right? Kalau kita tengok painting yang abstract, kita nampak macam ada bunga lah kat belakang tu. Walau tak nampak bunga, right? They just paint like that. So other people see different things. So abstractions, when we have a problem, right? The way we extract the features based on the problem we want to solve will be different. Contohnya student masalah to develop sistem maklumat pelajar that deal with the people, to develop data entry, let's say for e-commerce that deal with the users, still deal with the people, but different data that we want to store, right? So that's called abstractions. Okay, so the answer is abstractions. You all tulis tak jawapan bila saya cakap ni? Did you?
Tulis.
Should be, you have to put that July 2023. Question number 1D like that. Yeah. So bila ada final exam nanti tak perlu.
Are you with him? Got you once. No, him right there. Got you twice. No, he's taking pictures. Got you.
Are you mana, Zamir? Okay, soalan number 2. The values of an object's attributes are known as, so the keyword here is the values. Saya baru beritahu tadi. Apa jawapan you all?
Variables.
Not variable. Build the value we call state. State. Yeah. The instance variable values, the attributes values we call state. Keadaannya, situasi, values yang dipegang at that moment. So the states of the objects is the values of that particular objects. Yeah. So ingat tu, states is referring to the data, the values of the variables. Things. Yeah. Alright. Soalan nombor 3. The primitive data types. Your answer? Soalan nombor
Boolean.
3. Boolean. So we have integer, float, double, character, and Boolean. So array is references. This one not data type. This one also not the data types. I guess how they can be example use. Oh, this one you cannot use. Okay. Ni boleh ni. Soalan nombor 5. Refers to the structure of data that holds data and is changeable. Dia boleh bertukar-tukar while the program is running. What is your answer? Raida kata variable, is it? Your B is this one for B? Yeah, the answer is variable. Okay, constants fixed, you cannot change. Method is a function. Integral tak ada. This integral part, right? Tak ada. So the answer is variable. Soalan. Okay, you can answer question number 6. You can answer question number 6 and question number 8. You can try question number 7. Okay, 6 and 8 lah. Any suggestions for question number 6? Anybody?
Denmark.
Denmark? Ada lagi jawapan lain tak selain Denmark?
D juga.
D. Yeah. The first character can be this one and this one. Kita dah tahu tadi. Case sensitive and language sensitive. Bolehlah. It cannot be the same of the Java reserved word. Yes. Make your identifier name as long enough to be descriptive, meaningful name of that Java. Not too long, not too short. Long as it can be meaningful lah, to be descriptive. So the answer is D. Good. So we'll come back for question number 7 later on, yeah? So number 8, Java program is portable. Okay, portable means they can run at many platforms lah. Portable. Because the source code is compiled into apa?
Durian.
Durian. Lagi? Durian. China. Mana durian? Of course, Denmark. So China. The answer is bytecode. Bytecode is created by the Java virtual machine. Remember? Right? So dot class itu can be run at any platform. Because dia ada orang tengah tu, middleware, that can jadi terjemah kat mana dia pergi, dia bawa benda tu. Okay, so that called portable because the source code become byte code. Saya dah explain waktu our first lecture. Right? Alright, let's try question number 9. What is the output of the following code fraction? Okay, equals here means that is a method dalam string to compare. Sama macam ni. To compare. Right? Itu maksudnya equals. Equals ke? Equals means to compare. They written true or false kalau dia equal. Yeah? Okay, your answer will be John equals dot equals John means that John, okay, this John, kita store value John, right? Kepada John. So dia akan buat macam tu lah. If this one, if the value of John, that will be John. Saya terjemahkan yang ini ya. Sama ke dengan value yang store dalam John? Apa value store dalam John? That will be whatever value John. John will be here, John. So that will be John also. Right, that John also. So they will return true or false.
False true.
So what is your answer?
True.
A,
China.
false true. Others?
A kan?
A kan. Ya, jawapannya A lah. John. They will refer John yang here. Not John yang ni ya. They refer to the John. Value that store in John. If you want to say that false, it should be like this. Yeah? But we say John means that they are referring to the variable John. And this John are referring to this John. Purposely, buat begitu supaya student confused. Okay, sebab tu bila you have a questions, you have to read a question more than once. At least twice. Mesti baca, tengok 3 kali, baru you pilih jawapan. Ya? Satu lagi hints, if MCQ, selalunya, tapi tidak semestinya, the longest answer is the longest options of choice of your answer, the longest of that options is the hints for the correct answer. Ya. SPM cikgu cakap macam tu kan. Contohnya kalau ada multiple choice like this, if you look at this, instantly you should know, that this is the longest. And you have to read this one first lah. Macam tu. Okay, enough of that. Let's have a look at, we have enough time for February 2023. Put that, yeah? Jot down, yeah? So we do the January 2024, we do for July 2023. Now this is for February 2023. Okay, you can answer question number one. You can answer 2, 3, 4. Number 5, let me see kejap ya. Number 6. Oh, ni bagus ni. Number 7. And I think we try number 10. All right. Okay, let's try question number 1 until number 4. Yeah, I give you 5 minutes. Number 1 until number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, question number 1. Anybody?
China.
China. Okay, we can create, cuba ya, we can create many objects from a class. So we have one class students. So we can have object student 1, student 2, student 3. So a class is just like a mold. Kalau buat kuih kan, raya kan ada macam cetak tu kan. So class is just like that. So with that class, you can create, with that mold, tu cetak tu, cetak kuih tu, you can create many cookies kan. You ada dough, you can create many cookies. So we can create many object from a class. Betul. Object has attributes and methods associated to it. Yalah, kalau a class tu, kalau a dough tu rasa dia manis, susu, ada nestem. Alright, the data tu ada. So setiap cookies itu atau objek you create itu akan ada rasa manis, manis susu dengan nestem contohnya. So all the objects can have that. So number B betul. Objects are instances from a class. Instances tu bermaksud objek itu being created by a class. Macam itulah. When you have to have a class first, then baru you boleh ada object of that class. Kan? So C tu betul. So we can reuse codes by creating objects. No, we can reuse codes by creating a class. Class tu yang kita boleh reuse, not the objects. Object is the instances of class. Okay, so bila kita ada satu class students, kita boleh guna untuk multiple applications of system that deal with the students. Contoh macam tu. So the answer is D. Okay, ada soalan?
Tak ada.
Okay. Let's try question number 2. The practice of hiding. The word is hiding. Okay. The details from user is known as
China.
China. Encapsulations.
Asal
Huh?
tak ada.
Encapsulations. Encapsulations. Okay. The following assignment statement. Question number 3. Am I go too fast? Can you follow me?
Yes.
Boleh.
Boleh.
Okay. Question number 3. The following assignment statements in Java are correct. So you have to find the false one lah. Okay, so which one is the false?
E.
A.
A is what? Algeria.
A.
A. Why A? Because dia should have.
Number.
Tak ada number.
Number.
Cannot
Tak
have
ada.
number.
The.
Oh, satu ini nampak macam nombor ya. Okay, satu lagi salah dia apa? They should have the letter F at the back. Remember? Float.
Ah.
They have to have letter F, small f at the back of 99 itu. That's Java kan? C++ tak ada. Dalam Java you have to put a letter, huruf F di belakang 99 itu.
Memang requirement ke doktor kena tak
Ya,
F tu?
ya betul. You try buat waktu lab nanti, float, you don't put F. Nanti dah akan ada syntax error. Ya? Alright. Okay, number 4. Which of the following is not Java keyword? Yang mana? Number 4.
Denmark.
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 Mana ada can? Tak ada. Kita ada case. Right? Case ada. Can tak ada. Good. Okay, question number 5. Okay.
B.
Lagi sekali.
Eh.
Lagi sekali. Belgium. Is it
Belgium.
Belgium. Okay. Ada jawapan lain tak? Tengok kawan-kawan yang lain jawab dulu. Semua orang setuju? The answer is Belgium.
Bola.
Belarus.
Belarus. Okay, so the answer is B. Okay, don't use bola. Okay, nanti kerja malu je. Name of the city of the country. Yeah. Okay, so the answer is B. Okay, tak perlu saya explain ya. Okay, soalan number 6. Question number 6. Which of the following is a valid statement to declare an initialized array in Java? Maybe I have to put it as bigger. And then you can see that. The answer is
Belgium.
Belgium.
Denmark.
Denmark. So the answer is Denmark. Why not Belgium? Because the symbol yang ini. Ini. Carefulnya. Ini. Yang ini. Yeah, so the correct one is yang kali. So the answer is D. Yeah? All right. This one you can answer. Yeah. Okay. Okay, question number 7. Anybody? Question number 7.
Denmark.
Denmark. Yeah, Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah, because when you look at this, you have to count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. They start at 8. So V is small. So this is the only answer with the small V. So automatically this is the answer lah. Okay. All right. I think done for that. Oh, this one. Okay, we can run that. Tak apalah. Kita stop dekat situ dulu. We'll continue that later. Ada soalan untuk saya tak? So we already cover and make sure that you have with you next class, next lecture. Please find atau download February 2023. Whoever yang dah ada manage to download, share dalam group WhatsApp. Yeah, so everybody can get that. Then you dapat multiple pahala. So download July 2023 also and January 2024. Okay, so we'll use that as our exercise as we go along our lecture lah. Kalau tak ada apa-apa soalan, ya, please make sure that you have your group members. I want to know I want the list names of the group tomorrow or this week lah. Kalau kelas dengan saya esok atau hari Khamis. Ya, Muhammad Khairul. Any question for me?
Kalau apa, Doctor? Can you repeat that again?
The
Don't
question
watch.
paper. Question paper.
Oh, okay.
Ya,
Okay.
3
Okay,
semester.
got it.
January 2024, July 2023, and February 2023. So share dalam group so everybody can use that lah. Jika tak ada, before that I want to check the attendance. Okay, please take your attendance, yeah, because if we don't want to have, I don't want to have any problems in the future, right? Because by time to time, sometimes or management or coordinator program did ask the attendance. Yeah, ada some case berlaku at the back, we don't know, so they need that. So please take your attendance, yeah. Right. So I hope that everybody take the attendance. Dah masuk week yang ketiga. Jika tak ada apa-apa, let's finish our lecture with tasbih kifara and surah wal as. Ya. Subhanakallahumma. Bismillah. Right. Assalamualaikum semua.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Doctor.
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 Ya.